Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. Just putting some diesel fuel into the combine because we are using that today to harvest the canola field. I want to do that field first. I want to get that process going of getting the canola down to the oil mill. Of course, it'll be made into canola oil, so that could be transported up to the potato chip factory. So when we harvest potatoes, we can start up the canola process and also the sunflower process at the same time, and just double up our production. So the combine is all set to go. If we look at our stats in the bottom left hand corner of the helper menu, inspection required 11 months and current damage is 0 because we just repaired this about a month ago, so it is good to go. Let's just do our slalom through here, get out the gate. There's our canola field. Of course, we do need a header. I already got our grain trailer down here and I did not park it in the best spot. Yeah, I'm going to run over some red beet is what I planted here. Combine's a little bit too wide for that road, so I probably just lost about 50 liters of red beet. Currently, the Lamborghini is on sugar beet duty. I've been taking just one load so far. I got about 150 liters. When I mean 150, I mean 150,000 liters of sugar beet in the silo that I need to transport, and we're cutting it up and putting it into the sugar mill to make some sugar. But that will be used to transport the canola on down to the mill later on. I'm hoping more than one trailer load, but we shall see later on. Let's hitch up to that. Yep, we got the header. We're all set. Let's sneak that out of there. Perfect. Let's get around that tree. Spin all the way around, and we are good to go. So I would like to focus on the canola field by getting it harvested and probably spreading either manure or slurry on the field today as well to get it ready for, I mean, I could put sunflowers or I could put canola back into it. I guess I'll have to wait and see how much canola we get, because we got a good amount of sunflower from the previous harvest that we've been doing in the field. So let's see how the numbers stat out here in the future. Trying to avoid getting into the crop as much as I can. I wonder if the header trailer does crop damage. Well, I'm doing tons of it right there because I'm not paying attention. Oh, watch out for the trailer. Does the header trailer do crop damage? Does not. Oh, and I did not park this or think about putting this in the best spot here. Can I back up over this hill right here? Get around the header? Is that possible? Probably not the best thing to be doing with your combine, but we got it to kind of fit here. And just do the whole Austin Powers thing where you just gotta keep looking around. Eventually you'll get yourself turned around. Alright, let's attach to that. Perfect. Get that folded in. Did I not unfold the header? Apparently, why is that header not... There it goes. Was it stuck on something? Who knows? Oh, now the harvester. Yeah, that would be good. I keep looking at the hopper on top thinking it's unfolded, but that doesn't fold in or out when you fold up the harvester. Alright, let me just go ahead and get a little bit done here just so we get the combine out of the way and into the field. We can turn off the beacons. You know, I might as well go around until we get a full load into the combine. But I do need to get the candy sold first thing this morning. The price is dropping and everything is going to the market stall. So we're going to make about 200 grand off the candy sales today. And I'll probably take about 150,000 of that and put it towards the loan. Slowly getting the loan down to 8 million. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the candy this season, but I'm going to try to keep track of the greenhouses this upcoming season and all the way to next, and definitely make some more strawberry candy. We didn't make hardly any, if any, this past season. I let the greenhouses just kind of go dead, and that means with no strawberries, so no strawberry candy. And yeah, we definitely make more money off strawberry candy than just making it into regular candy. But you know, sometimes things like that happen. Next year we'll just make more off it. At least I hope so. I'm used to making like $250,000, but this year it's gonna be like 200,000. Even though we are getting more sugar from the sugar plant. Let's see, how's the yield going here? Well, the yield's kind of going as expected. It is canola after all. We might get a little bit more on the other side of the field because it's closer to the bees. And I think we get a 10% boost from the bees. Don't hold me to that. It's been a while since I saw a test done on that, but I think it's like a 10% boost from the bees. But you got to be within 150. Is it? I can't remember. It's a 150 meter radius. I don't know if it's from the center of the beehive or is it 75 meters from center all the way around, equaling up to 150 meters. Can't quite remember how it is. Either way, we're getting some kind of a boost from the bees up to a certain range. And that helps out on canola, sunflowers, and potatoes. That's why this field here will always be sunflowers or canola, and the field just on the opposite side will always be potatoes. We do have another potato field though. Got to make those potatoes so we can make those lovely potato chips. Not sure I want, well, we are in a closed cab. I was going to say, I don't think I want to be riding a combine that close to the beehives. All that vibrations, the bees probably get a little bit mad about it. But I'm in a closed cab, so we're all set. A shaded enclosed cab, mind you. Probably with the air conditioner going. Oh yeah, and in the upper right-hand corner, if you keep track of it, I really don't in Farming Simulator, so I guess it doesn't matter too much to me. But the temperature is now being shown in Celsius because I got asked to on Western Australia to run that Let's Play in Celsius. But when you do it in one Let's Play, it happens on all of them. And you know what? Well, Italy, I do believe, runs on Celsius as well. So it seems fitting. And since it doesn't really matter too much in Farming Simulator 22, we can leave it in Celsius and be just fine. I'm hoping in the next version of Farming Simulator, the temperatures do matter of when you plant, or can plant, kind of like we had in the Seasons mod back in 19. Just because you were in the month that you could plant a crop, if it was still too cold, it was best advised not to because, well, the crop may not germinate at all, or you may get half the field that germinated, the other half didn't, depending on cold patches and whatnot. I'd like to see that be introduced into the next version of the game, which we're getting closer and closer to FarmCon. What are we, like 20 days away at this point? Somewhere, maybe it's even closer than that. Let's just say 20 days. So hopefully, you know, since there was no year 3 pack that came up for Farming Simulator, most people are expecting Giants to announce something at FarmCon for the upcoming, what's going to be upcoming in Farming Simulator. We're all on needles and pins, waiting to see what they're going to announce. And if they do announce a new game, usually it's going to be like October, November when it'll come out. And I think it goes without saying, we will be covering it, of course, here on this channel. Farming Simulator has seemed to be, I would assume on this channel, it's been the main game we've been focusing on for the past couple of years. So I have seen some comments coming in about the vineyard. And because of the money situation that we're in, which, you know, from day one I knew it was going to be a little bit about the money in the series, but mainly the series is about doing things that we normally don't do in other Let's Plays, and grapes is one of them. So there's been a couple of people saying that maybe we should think about getting rid of the vineyards and such. But no, that's just, one of the main things about this map, is the vineyards. And yeah, we don't, I've only done grapes before on No Man's Land. I did a little bit of grapes on Elm Creek when the game came out, but we really didn't get involved into it until late in the No Man's Land, and haven't really touched on it since now. I realized we could get a lot of money from selling the factory, probably the land, and the harvest. No, selling all the equipment. But since we already, we really haven't really paid for it because I gotta. That's the whole point of repaying the loan. But yeah, it's already, it's in our possession. So, we're just gonna keep on going with it. I think overall by the end of year 10, so we got like 5.5 years to go to pay off $8 million. I think it's achievable. As long as I don't have to keep on buying more equipment, there's a chance I could buy more land, although I would not like to. I think we got our hands full for what we're doing here already with the amount of fields. We will see, though, because, let's see, is it October when the cotton harvest comes along? We just got to see if the cotton to wool ratio has leveled out. We were not that far off last year. We definitely had more wool than cotton. But we did buy a decent-sized field that we put cotton into for this year, so we should get more clothing next year. This year we got about 700,000. Was it 750? Let's just say $700,000 worth of clothing last year. So next year, we're looking at maybe $900,000, maybe $1 million worth of clothing. So that alone is going to help us. And of course, we're going to have to keep on producing potatoes, or potato chips. And of course, the soup and the preserved food factory is going to keep on doing its thing. And of course, the candy as well. And of course, I can't forget about the dairy, even though the dairy production is kind of slow. It is something. I think off this field, because we've had canola in this field before, I think I'm going to end up with a full trailer, and I think that trailer holds about 38,000 liters, and then I get maybe a couple thousand. We're going to end up around 40,000 liters, I think, overall off this field, somewhere around there. I think it kind of aggravates me a little bit that we fill the trailer and I'm left with like 1,000 liters. But you know what? More is more. I shouldn't complain about having a little bit extra. We'll dump this into the trailer, and then, let's go ahead and sell the candy. The candy's going to take me a few trips. The truck and trailer are already at the candy shop with a trailer load ready to go, and the market salt is just down the road. So it's not going to take us too long to sell all that. And right now I'm just selling the candy, and we'll sell some other things later on in the month. Alright, let's back up to the trailer, and while this is unloading, actually we do a couple things. I think I left my Lamborghini running over at the sugar factory, unloading the sugar beet, because that takes a while to chop it on up. Well, the engine is off, so either it turned off because it got too far away from it, or I did turn it off and didn't know I did. Just want to make sure that keeps running. And we'll see when September rolls around, because that's when the sugar beet would be ready for harvest. Did I go through all of the sugar beet that we harvested last season and get it cut? I really should put a pathway there, because I do take that shortcut right there often enough. Yep, put it on in there. So I know last episode, getting back on the grapes side of thing, just to maybe make more of a profit, there is a slight possibility I may look into the other grape productions that are out there. Depending. I looked at it briefly when I was putting down this map and getting it kind of organized. And I thought we had enough productions, but if we really want to make money off the grapes, maybe I will look into putting down those productions, see how much they are, see how much work goes into it, see how much space they need. Because we do have some open space up at the vineyard where the old grapevine used to be. So, I mean, I could put down a production there and maybe make some more out of the grapes instead of making grape juice. The grape juice is fine and all, but since the autoloader doesn't really load them up, and I got to kind of force them onto the trailer, yeah, maybe we could look at something different. I just don't want to spend too much money on the production buildings, but usually production buildings are not that expensive. Although the crude oil production was a little bit on the expensive side. I think $250,000 was one production building, possibly. But I think someone said that that production right there does make a decent profit. But I also don't want to go on the side of like the crude oil to where, if you did watch the American Falls series, the crude oil was making a lot of cash really quick, which is nice, but then it kind of ruins a little bit of the fun, at least for me anyways, repaying off the loan. And speaking of repaying off the loan here, we're going to be doing that very soon once I sell most of this candy. Like I said, we got more than one trip. Usually one trailer load of candy is like 50 to 70, depending on what flavors we have on the trailer at the time. So this is going to be just over 50,000. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so 47. All right, let's go get some more pallets of candy. And I will say, whatever was causing my little frame rate drop and stuttering once in a while on both series, the last couple of episodes, that has kind of come to a stop. So I'm not sure what that was all about. They'll probably reappear. Oh yeah, someone did mention that maybe my PC might need some upgrades, but really it's not my... Well, I'm not going to say it's technically not, because sometimes it could be something in that matter. But looking at my PC stats, I am never over 60% on the graphics card, CPU, or RAM, or anything like that. And I don't have issues in other games making it do that. So, yep, waiting for more candy to spawn. Oh, we got a full trailer. All right. Now, we do got some soup that we could sell today, some potato chips also. But right now, we're just going to focus on the candy, getting that down there and sold, because this is the best time to be selling candy, June/July. But as looking at the prices, it says the prices are dropping, so it is time to sell. Gotta get close to that tent as possible. And we should get another trailer load in just a moment. So we got 20,600 on the first set that was selling. And 21,000 there, so that was like $42,000 in that set. Well, I think in that strawberry candy does pay off rather well, or the price for candy this season is just not as great as it has been in the past. Now, of course, the candy shop is still in the process of making candy because we're making sugar. But we'll see how the prices are next month, see if it's worth selling anymore. But at least this is going to solve also our issue of being overstocked on candy and having to pile them out here. I'm glad I didn't sell this truck. I know in the early parts of the series I was having issues with it being too long and not being able to turn in and get into certain areas. But someone, kept reminding me, you don't have the shortest chassis. And I kept thinking, I'm sure I do. And I kept checking. Then I hit some button. I forgot what it was. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That chassis does look shorter. And ever since we shortened up the chassis of the truck, then things have been going pretty well for this truck getting in and out of areas. That's a lot of candy going into the market stall. Alright, so up to $136,000 in the bank account. So we definitely got probably one more full trailer, I think. If not full, it's going to be almost completely full. I do know every time I come into production lane over here, I do like the layout of this. I'm actually surprised we got all these productions in here. And just waiting for them to start spawning again. Well, another full trailer, which is good news. But I kind of know overall we should be sitting at $200,000 when I get done. So I'm going to just keep on selling this until I get a non-full trailer, and I'll bring it back, and we'll see where the money sits. And this will do it for the candy. Will I get over $200,000 in the bank account? I think it's going to be just barely over. Slightly over. Oops, sorry, car. But I'm selling candy. Stop and get you some. Alright, $216 in the bank account. Do I feel good enough to pay off just $200,000 on that loan, leaving me with $16,000? I think so. Let me check the stock market page and see, am I going to get money for... I got soup I could sell today and get like another $50,000. So yes, let's go ahead and just pay off $200,000 because that's a good round number to repay. So it looks like we'll be at $8,090,000. There we go, $8,090,000 left on the loan. We are slowly getting there. Of course, every year when it comes time to sell clothing, that's going to be the big money maker. Let me just park this over here for now. Or better yet, I probably should bring over the honey, because I don't think there's any honey in the candy shop. So let me just get around here like so. And grab that pallet also. Looks like a lot there, but it's not even 4,000 liters. Well, at least we'll be making 4 types of candy. And who knows, the price might be, better next month. Just because the price is dropping now doesn't mean it can't go back up at some point during the rest of the day and through the night and into next month. Oh, I got hung up on the fence line. Just trying to get around the corner to get into the drop-off point for the honey. You were grabbing that honey. You want to grab the rest of it, please? There we go. All right, I'll actually park the truck here because I might be grabbing soup at some point later on. Let me skip back over to the Lamborghini. Yep, engine's still running. Let's go get some more sugar beet and dump that into here. And then we'll get back to harvesting that canola. We do have a wheat field that's ready for harvest as well. Not much of a rush to get that one done ASAP, only because, yeah, I'm going to bring it down to be made into flour, but that's got all the way until January before the flour will be sold. So I got plenty of months to get that converted into flour. And let's be honest, when winter comes, selling flour is like not even on my mind. I forgot about it for a couple of seasons already. But we did sell it last winter. And why do we have it? Well, we're just getting straw for the cows' bedding, so we get solid manure to help out on our fields. All right, and our lovely little beet ninja will go ahead and take the sugar beet and cut it up as it dumps it into there. All right, let's jump back over to our combine, which I'm sure it's, yeah. Of course, it's done unloading the canola. It's been sitting there for like the last 5 minutes. Oh, and by the way, when I logged back in today, the white grape harvester with the damage system is now being repaired. The inspection's done, and if you remember, last episode was kind of glitched out, and today I just hopped into it, and it gave me the option to go ahead and fix it, so that's getting fixed. So all of the stuff at the vineyard will be repaired and ready for harvest season. Although, I still got to go around and fertilize the vineyard one more time. We only got one stage done. We just need to wait for the grapes to sprout on the vines before we can put the second stage in. But that'll probably be like next month, I'm assuming. I think that's when the grapes will sprout. So this harvest here will probably take me like another 10-15 minutes or so. So I'm going to reach up here in the cab, turn on the radio, put on some tunes, because music always makes the job go by just a little bit quicker. Looks like we're going to be just shy of filling up the combine. But the question is, will it fill up the trailer? Because 2 combine loads definitely overfills the trailer. We weren't quite full on the first one. And now we're not going to be quite full on the second one. But I think it will be over. Because if I remember correctly, the first time we harvested this field had canola into it. Yeah, I think it overfilled the trailer. This is the canola harvest, the first harvest of the season in the books. Actually, it might even be like 7,000 liters that we'll get left with. Let's see what we end up with here. I think it's the wheat field that I get left like under 1,000 liters, which is even more aggravating. Sometimes it's worth it to dump the grain on the ground and say the heck with it. Well, the trailer looks a little bit full in the front. $6,000 liters to go. 5,075 is what we're left with. All right, let's jump over and grab. No, I said over here. There we go. I did leave this running, but it turned off. Of course, I have to leave it running in order for it to dump the sugar beet out the back to be cut. All right, we got plenty of sugar beet in there for now. So we're going to drop off the trailer and head all the way down to the oil mill, which is down by the sawmill, and I got reminded to sell the remaining logs. I think there was like 3 trees down there that need to be sold. That will keep filling up if I leave. Looks like it will. And we'll definitely use a Lamborghini that has more top speed than any other of our tractors. And when we come back, I'll put the remaining into the trailer, get the combine out the field, and we'll grab the New Holland T8. And I think I'm going to spread solid manure on this field if I have enough of it. Well, whatever we have is going to go on this field, and if I need to finish it off with slurry, then so be it. All right, down to the oil mill to drop this in and get this production started. See you in just a moment. We have arrived at the southeast part of Tuscany. First, we'll get rid of the canola and get that process started. Just make sure I cut it nice and wide so I can make this corner here later on. Alright, and as that's going in, let's head into the production building and tell these workers to get on it. What are we? Seeds. I'm short seeds on the greenhouses. Is this distributing the seed down here? It should be. I got 4,000 liters of seed, but this distributor, I don't know, this doesn't distribute as fast as I would like it to. But then again, I think this is like the Omatana mod. I think it's meant for her greenhouses, and the greenhouses on this map, they blow through all that stuff pretty darn quick. Where is the oil mill here? Kind of lost my train of thought there for a moment. I saw the greenhouses. Canola oil, that's what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and activate. It already is on distribute, so that'll go directly to the potato chip factory. Let's close that up. And since we're right down here, close enough to the sawmill, rather than teleporting, we'll actually just drive on down. I think they'll take the last 3 trees that we cut down ages ago. I think it's been about a month since we sold anything. So they should have room for these 3 small trees. We basically, I think, broke even on harvesting those trees from leasing the equipment and selling the trees. But in the long run, we got rid of the trees to make a bigger cotton field, of course, which allows us to make more clothing. And yeah, that definitely makes us a lot more money. Okay, so there's 4 trees there. $749. It was worth it. Or I should say euros, because I'm pretty sure euro is the currency here. All right, gonna make the trip back. We gotta unload that canola, get the combine out the field, and like I said, we'll grab the T8 and the manure spreader, and and see if we can cover that whole field with cow manure. Take it easy around this corner. Don't need to be bumping into the olive bushes and bouncing the trailer and tractor into our sugar beet field. And this gives us a straighter shot going across our veggie field. But definitely does not give me a good line up to the combine. Actually, you know what? I can probably leave that right there. And unload it. All right, let's go ahead and unfold the header. And hopefully I can hitch up to this. Sometimes the point where it hitches up to goes below the ground. There we go, we got it. We're all set. So next job for this will be harvesting the wheat field. Of course, making a straw swath, and we'll bale that up and get all the wheat down to the grain mill. Just to move this out of the way for now. All right, let's jump up to the New Holland T8. That should be up here. Okay, well, you're on that. Let's go ahead and drop that off. I mean, at least we got two options of free fertilizer, solid manure and liquid fertilizer. I just felt like doing some moo poo. Yeah, don't have a whole lot of moo poo, about one trailer load left. We'll see what we get done. I think we got about 25 cows in that cow barn, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that holds like 80 some odd cows, or maybe 100. Somewhere in that, maybe it's 20 and 80. Either way, I think we're about quarter full of cows in that barn. So already getting this field set for planting here. If it's canola, it'll be this fall. If it's sunflowers, it'll be next spring, I do believe. We're not really going through the manure that quickly. But I don't think I'm going to get the whole field done with the manure itself. Ah, the hill doing its thing. Slowing me down like I'm doing a double application. The problem is, I think the rate that the manure comes out the back stays the same, but my working speed is in half, so yeah, not the greatest thing that could be going on right now. Don't think I'll even get a headland done with this trailer. But I think we got plenty of slurry. But really, it wasn't that long ago where I was fertilizing the other field with the manure and slurry. So we really haven't had that much time for the cows to, for them to accumulate some more fertilizer for us. Don't think the bees are going to appreciate me now throwing them crap at them. But the smell of fresh manure on a field. And I think, like I said, I think we got one more trailer load up at the cow barn, so we'll go grab that. Almost got a headland done. If it wasn't for that steep hill, I may have gotten around a full headland, but it is what it is. And we do have 45,000 liters of manure on the other side, but I'm not going to be too worried about that. If I get desperate for manure, I could always go over there and grab a couple trailer loads. Yeah, not quite a full trailer, but it will do. That lovely silo system, we got to use it once. Or sorry, maybe twice. I think the first field that we harvested, which is our grass field, I think that had sorghum in it. And then we bought a field that had soybeans into it, and they stayed in there for a couple of years because I kept forgetting to sell it. But that silo we pretty much don't use, because most of the crop that we harvest either goes right into a production building, or it's a product that won't go into that silo. Trying to get used to the working width here. I may overlap a little bit, but you know what? Don't want to miss any spots either. I'll probably miss a few here and there, especially when I take a corner. If I do miss any big spots, I'll have to get it with the slurry tanker. This is going to get about half the field done. And we'll just have to wait until, I think it's August when canola has to be planted. And we'll get a good idea, I think. Let's see, is the ratio 2 to 1? So I'm going to end up with like 20 some odd thousand liters of canola oil. Go straight across here, and that will wrap it up for the manure spreading because we are out of manure from the cow barn. Well, at least from that manure pit anyways. Ah, almost got that corner. Almost. But you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And now I'm walking in it as one would. So, canola field harvested. Let me just check on that ratio again at the production building. I think it is 2 to 1. Yeah, 2 to 1. So, yeah, we got about 40,000 liters, so I should get 20,000. And currently in the potato chip factory... Yeah, we got 17,000 liters. So it's going to be pretty even of canola and sunflower oil. So I'll probably end up planting sunflowers just because we got the sunflower header. And it'd be nice just to use that instead. And I think sunflowers would be next summer, or sorry, spring. So that gives me time to get back in here and put more manure in. I don't have to rush and get it done by September, apparently, is when canola needs to be planted. So that gives me plenty of time to get this field done. And fertilized. But yeah, I'm going to bring this canola on down to the mill so that can be processed. And next episode, we'll be up in the wheat field harvesting that. And the T8 will be riding behind us, maybe. I could hire a worker to follow us and do the straw bales, or we could do it separately, which is the way I've been doing it kind of in the past. And then, yeah, maybe we'll fertilize that field as well. Or, wait, when does wheat got to be planted? October. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, technically 4 months. But I would like to get the slurry into the field like a month in advance, just to be sure. Because I think if I wait a month after I put down slurry, when I go to plant, I'll put down the second stage of fertilization. I think that's the way it works. It's been a while since I've done it this way. So I think you have to wait at least a month in between, if I'm not mistaken. For those that know, leave a comment down below. But we're at that point of the video. If you made it this far and you like what you saw, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Helps out the channel more than you know. And if you haven't already and think about doing so, please do subscribe as well. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.